Hello everybody, this is Rita Holmes, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! From Ohio, and I'm here to bring you my weekly Simply Saturday video. We are on video number 44, I do believe, and it is a sympathy card actually, because I've had a lot of those to send lately, which is sad, but that is what I have been doing, so I need to kind of replenish that. And this card is perfect. It's going to be a set that is in the new mini catalog when you get it, which it starts September the 3rd, I do believe, or something like that. Let me see. I got it right here. So let me check it. See if it says on the back when it starts. January 5th. Nope, September 3rd to January 5th. That's right. So that's when it starts, and so you'll be able to get this set then. Also, remember that we still have until Sunday. We have the in color stamp set. Whoops, sorry, Moxie's under my feet. In color sale, which is 15% off of any of the new in colors, the 5 new ones that came out in the annual catalog. Whether it's in DSP, you can get the DSP if it's in there at 15% off. You can get the cardstocks, the Stampin' Blends, the Stampin' Rights, the ink pad, and the ink refill. So there's a lot of stuff you can get if you don't already have that with those colors, and those are beautiful colors. I do believe it's one of the better sets I think that they've came out with lately. So anyway, I'm going to turn my camera down. We're going to do this easy card. It's fast, and it's easy. It can be made into a Christmas card. It could be made into any type of card you want. I'll show you the sayings that's in the stamp set that this goes with, because I'm using dies in an embossing folder, and we are going to do the embossing folder together. So let's turn this down, and don't forget to subscribe to my page. And I turned you down so you could see my ceiling, I guess. There we go. So now I'm going to bring the camera down a little bit. There we go. So but don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up if you don't mind to. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, my business page, subscribe to or follow it, and like that page. I would really appreciate that. And then if you're on my group, you can join my group and get all the PDFs from all the cards that I do on Facebook or YouTube. So here's my card. As you can see, it's got the dies and it's called Peace on Earth. So we have the doves. We have this saying right here, but this also has an embossing folder to go with it. It's got dies to go with it, and here's the dies. And the dies are actually, this is the middle, the inner die, and then there's an outer one, but the embossing folder embosses that for you, and you just have to put the inner die on it. Then we have twigs. We have a small twig that your dove can be carrying. We have a tiny little envelope, and then we have little stars that you can cut out. So that's the dies, and then what it goes with is this set called Peace on Earth, which is sayings. So you have peace on earth with deepest sympathy, and then peace, joy, and love. And you have love, like sending love, wishing you peace, love, and joy. You know, whatever you want to use it for. All the best in your new adventure. Heartfelt prayers. Big hugs for a good friend. So it's a really nice, it's actually got some paper that goes with it. And I tell you what, I am about out of that paper. I have used it and used it and used it. That's designer series paper, and I don't have it laying out here because probably I've used too much of it, so I can't find it right this moment. But anyway, it's got really pretty paper to go with it. But anyway, we are going to get started. So I'm going to get the stamp cut and emboss machine, and we're going to emboss this outer layer right here. And let me show you the inside of my card, which is the same layer, so you can write your message in here. And it decorates the inside also. Because I didn't know what I wanted for the inside, but I always like to put something in there, so that is what I did. Oh, this thing's big. Can't use a little one for this. We got to use this big guy. So we're going to sit him there. We're using the number 1 plate and the number 4 plate. There it is, number 4. And what we're going to do is we have a piece of 5 1/4 by 4 piece of cardstock. And remember, the side with the line is the side that's going to emboss. So we want to line it up with that line. And then it should be centered for your card for 5 1/4 by 4. We're going to put that with the hinge side towards the back so it'll blow the air out of it so it doesn't pop it. And there we go. So let's look at that. And there we have our piece. So I'm going to take that and this and move it back out of the way, because that's all we are going to do. I got everything else in die cut and that, and I also have the piece of I got the 2 pieces done. One for the inside I went ahead and did, so we don't have to mess with that. So here's how this card goes together. Really fast. This goes on the front, and this goes on the inside. So I'm going to do the inside one first, just to get it out of the way. So what we are going to do, we're going to do some heat embossing for the sentiment. And I think if you haven't ever done that, you'll like it. So my card base is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. Both of my white pieces are 5 1/4 by 4. So we can go ahead and glue both of these in here. Nothing fancy done to these, but you do want to make sure that you get glue on all the edges. And I like to glue that center down with all of that embossing in there. Make sure it gets down on the card. So let's put this on. And there we go. And there was a little bit of glue that was going to come out there. We caught him. There we go. So that is that, and the front. I'm just going to give this a nice burnish. There we go. So now what I have is I have my 2 doves. One will point to the left and one will point to the right for the sides here. And that's what they do in the die cut. They have 2 of them and one will point each way for you. So depending on which way you want it to point, or if you want both of them, that's what you do. Now we are going to heat emboss. So I do it with a coffee filter. I lay that down. I bring in my Versamark. I bring in my embossing powder. I go ahead and open my embossing powder and have it ready. I have a I don't even know what this is called. I forget. Stampin' Buddy, I think. And it's more like, if you was ever a bowler, it's more like a rosin bag. It's got like, it's not really a powder. It's not cornmeal. It's kind of whatever, that kind of stuff. You could use cornmeal or powder. And you just want to rub this on. And what that does is it takes the static of your paper out. So And mine is, if you can tell by the bag, mine has some age on it. I've had it for years. So we put that back, and then I just kind of blow any excess off. I'm going to set that right here so I can stamp it so I get a nice image. Versamark has no color. It's more like a glue pad, actually. But I can ink this up, bring it to my card, my piece of cardstock, and then I can just stamp it. And just hold that down and let it soak into that paper. And you can see it. See how you can see that? It just colors your paper. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cover this up. I don't want embossing powder all over it. I sprinkle embossing powder on my saying, right into my coffee filter, and I just turn that over and I flick and make sure I get all the embossing powder off where it doesn't stick to any place but the stamped piece. I immediately go ahead and put this back in, only because I want to shut it, because I do not want it to blow with the embossing gun. I'll bring in the embossing gun. These get really, really hot, so you want to watch your fingers. You can use tweezers if you want, or anything, and hold that. And you can do this two ways. First of all, you're going to let it get a little bit warm. Don't put it close, because it gets like, gosh, 800 degrees or something like that. So you can go from the front, and you want to hold that close, not real close, and you want to not move it around. You want to let it start working. See how that's working and making that bright? Or you can go from the back, and it'll do it. You can get it a little closer. It goes a little faster that way. But you want to make sure that it's all shiny when it's done. You want to turn that off and get it out of your way. Make sure all of that is shiny. And that way you know that you have it all heat embossed, okay? I fan mine a little bit just to kind of get that dry, because I want to put some dimensionals on the back. I'm going to put 3. And I don't really want to lay that down, and just in case that's not, it should be dry. They dry pretty instant, but I don't want to lay it on that glass mat and press on it. So I just put these on. And then I'm going to line that up in this area that looks like a label already. So I'm just going to take that and lay that down. That's all dry. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my doves and put them kind of where I want them, because I want to see where I can put my dimensional. So on this one, I'm going to put it right here on the fatter part, because I want this to have a lot of dimension. I don't want to put it on the wings though. I want my wings to be up. And on here, I'm going to put 2 of them because of the wingspan. I'm going to put one right here. And one right up here. Because that looked like the 2 places that would really hit and cover. So I'm just going to add that right there. And then I'm going to add some pearls to it. It's the iridescent pearls, basic pearls, which I think looks elegant with this. So we're going to take that and we're going to add a couple of these. And guess what? we are done with this video. How about that? Short and sweet. It's fast. Whoops. It's fast if I get everything down right? So there. It's very simple, very basic, but very elegant. And for a sympathy card, you kind of want something like that that looks calming and doesn't have a lot of busy stuff. You like simple, but you could make this in colors to be Christmas and use the Peace on Earth on there. You can use heartfelt prayers on there. This Big Hugs for a Good Friend goes on it this way. So you could do that too and put it that way. You can use this embossing folder because it's just greenery. You could use this with a lot of the Christmas stamps. You could use it with the fall stamp, stamps and you know, the sweets and that. You can use it with that. So there's a lot of things, and you can actually emboss this in colored papers and use it. It'd be really, really pretty. So, but that's our card, and that's our inside to sign it. So it's a really elegant card. I hope you liked it. I know it's short, but that's okay. It took us maybe 20 minutes, I don't know. But I didn't even make sure I was in view with you guys today, but I'm sure I was. I'm sure. I guess I'll know when I redo the video or look at the video, right? So there we go. Everything looks good to me on when I just pulled it up, so I'm sure it looked good for the rest of it. So remember, here's our catalog. It comes out September 3rd. So if you don't have one, you need one, you do not have a demonstrator, let me know. I'd be more than happy to send you a catalog. Because it's got a lot of cute Christmas stuff in it. It's got fall stuff in it. The Halloween is on the online exclusives, which is already out. Plus, we've got new online exclusives coming out September 3rd also. So there's a lot of new stuff coming. So be sure to watch for that. And like I said, if you need any help of ordering in that, please let me know. I'd be glad to help you. If you would like to join Stampin' Up! And talk about it, let me know. It's a good way to get a discount on all of your stuff. And I'm sure you know one friend that would probably buy with you to help you meet your minimums and stuff. And you guys could just enjoy that discount. You could enjoy that discount and have help from friends. So anyway, just let me know. I'd love to be the demonstrator that helped you with all that. With all that being said, I am going to go. I wish you a good weekend. I wish you a good week next week. Remember, I'll have my video out on Tuesday. So I'll see you then, I hope. And if not, have a great week. Be creative when you can. And remember to comment, because I will look at those and send out a card. The card I made, I will send out to a lucky winner. So I will talk to you all later. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.